Okay, here is, I hope, the third and final part on my little speech about marriage. We covered the aspects of the wedding. We've covered the aspects of getting to know one another. Now I'm on to the reasons why some people get married. And some people, when they get married, they say that they're getting married because they are in love and they want to be with this person for the rest of their life. That is part of it, but sometimes I think people get married simply for other reasons besides that. I think as quiet as it's kept, a lot of people get married because they just don't want to be alone. They don't they don't want to be by themselves anymore. So if they're in a relationship with a person and if it lasts a extended period of time, they figure, well, why not? Let's just get married. So they do it because, they've invested some time in it and they just don't want to be alone. Some people get married because they just want to have sex. Some people have this thing about, well, I don't want to have sex until I get married, so now that I found this person, I'm ready to jump their bones, so let's do it. Let's get married. Some people marry for the financial security. Some people just want to make sure that they have somebody who will be able to provide for them and keep them in the lifestyle that they are accustomed to. Some people get married just because there's a child coming or there's children somewhere in the mix. Some people get married because they want to be able to prove themselves to other people. They want to be able to say that they got somebody hot on their arm. You know, this whole thing of the whole cougar thing is in, where you have women who are in their late 30s, early to mid 40s, maybe even 50s, and they're all of a sudden dating these guys that are like in their 20s who don't really know that much about the world and everything around them. Excuse me. But because the guy is good looking and hot and eager to please and can fuck like the Energizer Bunny, they just get this guy and they marry him because they want to be able to say, I got somebody. I got this hot piece. I got this hot piece. I got this really hot guy on my arm. What do you have? People just marry for a variety of reasons, and I don't think they're marrying for the right reason, which is that you are really in love with this person, that you see this person as your soulmate, and that you are willing to spend the rest of your life with this person. Now, my mom said to me something once. My mom is a very, very wise woman. And if I keep making more of these videos, you're going to hear me mention her a lot. My mother is very, very wise, very, very smart, very funny lady. And she said something to me once that was so crystal clear and stuck in my head about marriage that it stayed with me. She said it when I was in college, and it stayed with me after that, and a long time after that. And she said that I think people make a mistake when it comes to the thought of getting married. And when they say their vows, they say, till death do us part. And I think that that should be stopped. That they shouldn't say that anymore. They shouldn't say till death do us part, because nobody stays in marriages until they're about to be old and elderly and die and all that kind of good stuff. Well, all that kind of stuff. She said that the vows should be changed, and what people should say, instead of saying till death do us part, is until the love lasts. And that was the most awesome thing I have ever heard anybody say in my entire life. It was so simple and yet so smart and so right. That if we continue this, that we should say that we will love and cherish one another until the love lasts. And even though I'm speaking out against marriage at this moment, that ironically, if I ever do get married, because come on, I don't think anyone is ever going to take me seriously about this, but that if I do get married, I am going to have in my vows until love lasts. Because it's the truth. I don't see anybody willing to stay with someone until they die. And I have another reason why I believe that. And I'm not going to tell you every little detail, but I did have someone in my life a few years back. Now, I know that when I've done these, I know someone has said, well, where's your man at? When you're speaking out against marriage and relationships, you probably don't have anybody. Well, you're right. I don't have anybody. And there's a reason. I had somebody, I really cared about this person. This person cared about me. And in the beginning, I was going about it the very stupid way. I wanted to jump into everything really, really fast. And I wanted to say I love you, like as soon as we started dating. And he had to tell me, no, you gotta wait. Get to know each other first. Let's get to know each other first before we say the L word. And he was so right about that. He was. And we had some problems. And we were together off and on for a year. And then around Christmas time, he proposed. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes. I never got a ring. I never got the chance to tell everybody what I was going to do. I never got a chance to set a date. But because he asked, and I answered, I don't care what anybody says. Even though it was a couple of months, I consider it an engagement. And the reason why the relationship didn't last was because he died afterwards. He died 2 months after he proposed. And I'm not going to explain how that happened or why that happened or anything like that. It just happened. And so I waited. I waited a long period of time to take and find somebody else. At first I was comparing people, which was the wrong thing to do, and then I stopped. And then I started dating again, but then I just couldn't find the person that I really, really wanted. But I thank the Lord that I was picky. I thank the Lord that I took my time to try to find the right person, because most people don't do that. They take and they just jump right in without any thought. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. You really should think before you really seriously get involved with the one person that you really, really love. And a lot of people don't do that. And it happens in gay relationships, straight relationships, and transgendered relationships. Mankind has grown too selfish, too vain, and too self-important to consider marriage the right way. They just do what they want to do and don't care about anyone else. And then when the relationship is over, they're in a divorce court calling each other every dirty word in the book. And that's not the way it should be. So instead of arguing about whether or not gays should marry or straight should marry or any other person living an alternative lifestyle, maybe we should just ban marriage, period. Maybe it's time, because there's too many people just not doing it right. Well, I would love to go on more and more about this, but I can't, and I feel as though I'm going to bore everyone to death if I continue. And maybe I'll do another one about this particular subject, maybe not. I look forward to all of your feedback. I really don't like hate mail, but it's a free country and I know it's out there, so whatever happens, happens. Anywho, it's almost 4 and I really gotta get to bed. So, this is Robin from the Robin's Nest, once again, saying ciao.